I would like to introduce our guest speaker for today, Ravindra Rao, Vice President and Head of Commodities Research at Kotak Securities. Ravindra has over 13 years of experience in commodities training, research, and strategy. His experience extends to precious metals, energy, industrial metals across the instruments and related asset classes. He has also worked on wide range of strategies, including fundamentally driven commodity investments as well as technical strategies. Prior to joining Kotak Securities, Ravindra was with Anand Rathi Share and Stockbrokers Private Limited as Head Commodity Currency Research and Advisory since August 2013. He also has a 7 years stint with Motilal Oswal Commodities Brokers Private Limited. Ravindra has MBA degree in finance from Mumbai University, EPAT, Executive Program in Algorithm Trading Certificate, and CMT Level 3 candidate. Now we'll start the webinar on diversification through gold in the times of uncertainty. We welcome you, Ravindra.
Thank you, Kritika. Uh, I'll just share my screen. Just let me know whether you can see the screen. Can you see my screen,
Yes,
Kritika?
yes, we can.
Okay, great. Uh, Hello, friends. Welcome back to this, I would say, knowledge series or an outlook on gold, because we have been continuously doing this presentation on gold, and we have been updating our clients uh, what exactly is going on in gold and how it is becoming more and more useful in one's portfolio, because what it is doing is it is balancing the entire portfolio. We have seen gold giving a return of close to 26 odd percent in 2019, and in 2020 till the initial part of August, gold has given a return of around 40% plus. We have seen some kind of a correction coming in the month of August, but a healthy correction is always required for any structural bull run. Excuse me. So we have seen almost 10 to 12% of correction coming in gold. So we thought, why not again update on what exactly is the position in gold and how the setup is. Plus, the last tranche of sovereign gold bonds will be introduced now. So I think that again becomes an important factor for us to update our clients on what exactly is going on in gold and how gold is going to perform in the near future. So let's start with the presentation. Again, we have been promoting gold as a diversification tool because of the return that it has given. The long term return, if you look at 5 to 10 years, gold has given a decent return. But if you look at the last 2 years, when there was a lot of uncertainty, if we talk about 2019, it was US China trade war which propped up gold prices. And if we talk about 2020, in 2020 there were lot of things that has pushed gold prices higher. The main being the virus threat globally, and that's why we have seen a increase of almost 40% in gold till the first half of August 2020. So first, I'd like to update what we had shown in our last presentation, wherein we expected gold to test around 77, 78, and it exactly did test the level of 2076, 77. But then we have seen a sharp correction in prices, but it is still holding above the 1920 dollar mark, which was the high of 2011. We have seen it testing close to 1920, 1910. In fact, it went to 1860 as well, but then we saw a sharp recovery. Now this shows that at lower levels buying is emerging, re-emerging, and which is pushing gold prices higher again. From our last presentation, gold has moved up by almost say 100, odd dollars, and now it is close to 1940. This is today's price, and it is consolidating now, and it is trading close to $1920. So what lies ahead? I'll talk in the rest of my presentation. So let's go to the second slide. uh, these are the drivers of gold which have been intact since past few months, and the important being the U.S. dollar index. U.S. dollar index has been I would say on a collapse, and we have seen a fall in a dollar index. If you look at the chart, we can see that after hitting a high close to 107, 108, the US dollar index moved lower. Then again, it moved higher, but it was not able to take out the previous lows. And as a result, a long-term trend line, if you look at the long-term trend line, which is the red dotted line that goes upwards, has been penetrated. Now, this is almost an 8-year-old trend line, and this shows that dollar is on for a fall, and it is trading close to 92.82 as of today. But we expect that there is a great chance it might initially come down to 89.11, which is the third reaction low of the trend line, and that is why we are pretty bullish on gold, because we have seen US dollar and gold, they are negatively correlated, and we'll see another chart going ahead, which will clearly show how there is a good divergence between US dollar index and gold. The second factor is the investment demand. We have seen weak consumer demand across India and China, who are the major consumers. But this weak consumer demand has been offset by strong ETF inflows. This also I'll be showing the inflow pattern for 2020, as well as we'll compare it with the past few years and also in the past few months. Now that shows that people are more attracted towards the ETF and other avenues of gold investments. I would say the paper avenues of gold investments, wherein one is not holding the physical gold, but holding the gold in demat or in the paper form. So that is becoming more and more like it is in demand right now, and we are seeing a lot of money getting into this paper gold or the demat gold. Lower interest rate scenarios, we have been seeing a lower interest rate scenario since long now. Us had seen a recovery in the interest rates. We have seen interest rates going higher before the pandemic started. But after the pandemic, Fed has reduced the interest rate by almost 1%, and now it is close to 0%. And in other economies also, the interest rates are very low. Uh, Lower interest rate scenarios are again very positive for gold prices. Massive liquidity infusion by central banks. We have seen tremendous liquidity that is being infused, and by almost all central banks, and that might stoke inflationary worries going ahead. And inflation is always higher inflation is always positive for gold, as it is a hedge against inflation. uh, that is another reason why we expect gold prices to perform well going ahead. Escalating virus situation might impact the global recovery. There has been development on the vaccine front, but still there is no major confirmation from WHO. Even if the development happens, it will take a lot of time to provide this vaccine to almost 700 crore odd global population, and that will take time. So I think for next couple of years, because of this, we are seeing a positive momentum in gold. Last but not the least, U.S.-China tensions. This has been going on since 2019, but recently we have seen a lot of concerns between U.S. and China, and that is putting the overall financial market into tremendous stress, and that is creating a lot of uncertainty, which again is positive for gold, because gold has always performed whenever there is a geopolitical kind of a risk. This I have already explained where the dollar is heading towards. Now, this is the divergence that I was speaking about in gold and US dollar. If you see, there is a clear divergence between US dollar and gold, and dollar is it has recovered slightly from the lows, but still there is no strength seen on the charts. Whereas gold is consolidating in the sideways zone, and we might see any time we might see a prop up again in gold prices, which might take it beyond the recent highs of 2077 78 odd. So this divergence is clearly indicating that gold is going to perform, and dollar might move further lower. This is the ETF flows. This the source is World Gold Council, and if you look at the inflows, I've taken the data from 2007 till 31st July 2020. This is the data is till 31st July 2020. If you look at the chart, we can clearly see that 2020 has been the has seen the highest inflows coming in gold. This is an indication that a lot of interest is there in gold, especially in the international market, especially in America, in European countries. Even Asia has seen good inflows, which we will see in other slides. But this is a clear indication that people are worried about the overall economic uncertainty, and that is why we are seeing a shift. Basically, I would say it is a paradigm shift which is happening in gold, and because of the easy investment avenues like ETFs and other paper form of gold, gold is getting more attention, and that is why we are seeing good inflows coming in gold prices, in gold ETF. Sorry. This is the monthly flows. If you look at the 2020 flows, it has been on a steady rise. We have seen some dip in June, but again July it has recovered. Even in August, the data is still 31st July 2020. So August data is not there, but August we have seen some redemption happening because of the consolidative nature of gold prices. But what we are expecting is that once gold starts moving higher, we might again see interest coming back, and we might see the ETF inflows again moving. But right now the ETF flows are on the sidelines. But since last couple of days, we are seeing some inflows coming back. So I think once gold moves out of the consolidative zone and starts moving higher, we might again see ETF inflows coming in. These are the ETF inflows by region country. If we see the regional ETF, North America has registered a 27% increase in the AUM. Europe has seen around 13.6%. Asia has seen around 25.5%. And others is 27.3%. So overall, global inflows have been 31.4%, and global outflows are around minus 10.1%. Now, this is year to say date 21st August 2020. Similarly, if you look at the country flows, US has been at 27.5%, and China has increased its holdings. I think till 30th June, 30 around July, the percentage was around 18-19% increase. But recently we have seen an increase in Chinese holdings, and it has gone up to 26%. India is at 27.6% year to date 21st August 2020. So all this indicates that the interest in gold is is there globally, and in almost all countries we are seeing people getting into gold to diversify to balance the portfolio. Uh, let's look at gold versus the US 10-year bond yield. Now, this is similar to the dollar index. If we look at the divergence, the divergence clearly shows that gold is getting a good edge, and as the 10-year bond yield is going lower, gold is benefiting from it. There has been slight recovery in the US 10-year bond yield, and that is why we are seeing some kind of a corrective move in gold prices. But if you look at the bond yield chart, it is nearing a trendline resistance, and there is a chance it might move up to, say, now it is close to 0.77. If it moves to the trend line, it might go to 0.80, 0.82. But from there, we might again see the bond yields move lower, because interest rates are still low, and the pandemic issue that I was talking about, it will take at least say 1.5 years to stabilize. So this interest rates are going to be there at lower levels for a longer time, and this is what the Fed is also indicating in yesterday's Jackson Hole Symposium. Fed has indicated that they might go for higher inflation. The Fed letting inflation rise about 2% without slamming on the brakes should be good for metals in the long run, as an alternative to fiat currency. And I think gold would be the important beneficiary. But we need to see how this yield curve goes. But we still feel that 0.80, 0.82 would be a stiff resistance, and from there we might again see the bond yield coming lower, uh, which should be positive for gold prices. This is gold's relative strength against the S&P index. If you look at the chart, the chart depicts the strength of gold against the S&P 500 index, and we can see that in 2008, gold has outperformed the S&P 500 index. 2008 was a financial crisis, but 2020 is along with the financial crisis, and I think this is a good for gold to move. And if you look at our data, which we have seen in the past few sessions, there has been a slight throwback, I would say. But that throwback, I think, will sustain at lower. We might again see the S&P index. So, if you look at the recent observations in gold's performance, I would say last 3 days, what we have observed in August, we have seen gold correcting from higher levels. It went up till 2077, 78 odd dollars, and from there we have seen a sharp correction. It came down till 1860 within a span of 2 to 3 days, because we have seen a sharp run up in gold prices. But right now it is consolidating in a broad range of 1900 to $2050 on the COMEX. And after a consolidation, we might see gold prices giving a direction, but the bias is on the higher side. Gold's rally has also halted amid stability in US dollar. As I showed on the charts, the US 10-year bond yields have also rebounded, and but we feel that it might take resistance, and it might again move lower. But the August move in gold was mainly dominated by US dollar and the 10-year bond yield. ETF buying has slightly slowed down in August. The data is not available right now. We might get it next month. But the ETF buying has slightly slowed down, and we have seen a little bit of redemptions. And slack consumer demand is always there because of the high prices. But now that the prices have moved lower, and in India, the wedding season and the festival season is on, we are hopeful that the jewelry demand might return. And even when we spoke to a few of the dwellers were of the view that they are getting some of the demand back, and people are they are getting some inquiries. So we might see some kind of consumer demand coming back in if the prices stay at this level. But if it moves higher again, then I think the ETF will again offset the consumer demand. Hopes of economic recovery amid vaccine development progress. As I mentioned, there were a lot of companies who are coming out with the vaccine development, and because of that, there has been a hope of a faster economic recovery. But we don't expect it to happen as fast as expected. It might take some time, because once the vaccine gets a go ahead, I think it will take time for to it to reach the population. And I think it will take time, say another say 1.5 to 2 years, and that might prop up gold prices. So as of now, because of the hopes, we are seeing slight recovery in slight fall in gold prices because of the hopes of economic recovery. Gold holdings with SPDR Trust ETF rose as high as 1267.95 tons in August, the highest since 2013. So we have seen a highest level of ETF in August, but we have also seen some kind of a redemption. So last reported ETF holdings with SPDR ETF, which is the benchmark we normally consider, was at 1252.08 tons. Now this is as per the SPDR Gold Trust official website. August has seen a higher inflow, but we have also seen some kind of a redemption because of slight correction in prices. Discount in Indian and Chinese market reflect weaker consumer demand. As I mentioned, the China and India have seen a slack consumer demand because of the higher prices. In fact, Chinese gold prices has hit a record level of around $100 per ounce, as per World Gold Council estimates. But as I mentioned, we might see some consumer demand coming back in because of the lower prices, and we are expecting that the wedding and the festival season might attract some kind of a consumer demand in India. So these are the recent observations, but these were the factors why we have seen some kind of a correction coming in gold prices. But we feel that these are the short term factors, but the long term factors are still intact, like the weak US dollar, possibility of further fall in US 10-year bond yields. ETF buying might come back after a brief pause because of the long term trend in gold being positive. So all these factors are going to push gold prices higher. Plus, the major important factor is the US-China tensions, and that is going to create a that is going to keep stress level of investors very high, and that's why we are expecting more money to flow into gold going ahead. This is the gold cycle, which I had shown in last presentation also. Now, the important point to note here, if you see, the similar thing is happening, which we saw in the breakout of 9 year cycle, the previous 9 year cycle between February 1996 to February 2005. When it broke out of the rounding base, it initially broke out, and then we saw a correction in gold prices, and it consolidated for a long time. If you look here, it consolidated for a long time, and then it started moving higher. So here also we are seeing a similar kind of pattern being getting registered. If we see, it broke out, now a correction, so there is a chance it might consolidate for some time, and then it might take off. So that's why we are pretty bullish on the long term picture of gold. So initial slowdown or initial corrections are very much possible in gold prices, But as I mentioned, gold should be looked as a diversification tool, and one should invest in gold from a very long term perspective. And in that scenario, we might see good returns coming in. But the initial whipsaws should not be looked at, and I think a systematic way of investment should happen in gold. And we feel if the same thing happens as uh, uh, that happened in 2005 to 2011, that is the 6 year bull cycle. Now if that happens going ahead, then we are set for a very high prices in gold, and I think the returns would be super. So I think one should be invested and should not come out of gold when there is a correction. I think that would be the time to invest again, as we do in equity SIP. So uh, uh, if one keeps investing at lower levels, also one gets a decent return going ahead. So similarly, in gold also, we feel there are different avenues where one can uh, do a kind of systematic investment in gold, and one has to stay invested for a long term. What is the recent technical setup? As I showed in my first slide, it is slightly in a corrective mode, but still 1920 holds very strongly. This is a monthly chart, and we feel that if gold holds 1910 to $1,900, say on a weekly basis or on a 2 weekly basis, we might see gold prices again moving higher. But if it goes below 1910 or $1,900, there is a chance it might move lower till 1830, 1840 or dollars on the comex. So the next support is near 1803, dollar 1803 per ounce. And there is a chance if it moves below 1910, then it might 1910 $1,900, then it might consolidate in this range before moving higher. But the setup is pretty bullish, and it is if you look at the setup, it is in a structural bull run. And any dip in gold, I think should be used as a buying opportunity. To conclude, we feel that the general outlook for gold still remains upbeat due to increasing challenges to the global economy, which I have already explained. Some of them are the global virus cases that have continued to rise despite regional divergences, and unless there are signs of containment, countries may be forced to continue with restrictive measures hampering economic recovery. Although the vaccine development is in process, the virus cases are still increasing. Now that is a bit of a worry, and that's why gold should perform. Then US-China tension is another risk factor. Both sides have been fighting over various issues, from handling of virus situation to security law for Hong Kong to disputes in South China Sea, and have retaliatory measures against each other. Now, if tensions continue to rise, it may affect the trade deal signed in January, creating fresh turmoil for financial markets. Another area of concern is uncertainty relating to US presidential elections. We have US elections in November. Elections outcome will impact outlook for US economy, as well as at a time when government is already struggling to mitigate the impact of pandemic, will not bode well for US economy. So all these factors, we feel these are the factors that are going to push gold prices higher going ahead. So if you look at the overall picture, the overall picture is still bullish in case of gold, but some corrections due to a sharp rise in gold prices is very much possible. But we feel those corrections will be bought very quickly, which we have seen in the recent sharp fall when it fell from 2070 to 1860. We saw almost a 60, 65, 70% rise from those the lower levels. So I think any sharp corrections will be bought again, and gold a part of the portfolio, and should be used for balancing the portfolio. Now, what are the avenues of gold investment? We have physical gold, gold sovereign bonds, derivatives through MCX gold, gold mini, gold petal, gold MFs, and gold ETFs. So the best avenue so far has been the gold sovereign bonds, because one, it gives you interest government policy, but as of now it is giving 2.5% interest rate. We are not getting in any other form of avenue of gold investment. And the most important is it is government backed, so it is very much secured, and it is linked to gold prices. So whatever wherever the gold price will go, your sovereign gold bond price will move. So that is an added advantage. So from the four avenues, we feel gold sovereign bonds is the best avenue. If if the horizon, if the time horizon of holding is 7 to 8 years, there is a you 5 years, but then there are few benefits that goes off. So if the holding time or the horizon of investment is 8 years or beyond, we feel gold sovereign bonds is one of the best avenue of investment in gold. Well, that's it. So we have updated the gold picture. What the uncertainty is here to stay, at least for say next 1.5 years, and till then gold looks very very positive. And looking at the gold cycle, if the history repeats, there is a chance next 4 to 5 years will be very positive for gold prices, provided the history repeats what we have seen in the earlier years. So we feel that one should be invested in gold, and should diversify and balance the portfolio with gold as an investment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ravindra sir. I think that session was really insightful, and you gave us in-depth knowledge of this. I think our audience will benefit from this. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for it.